This tiny home has one huge challenge. There's no staircase. Angela from Pici Casa has bought this tiny concrete home, roughly 3 meters by 4 meters, split across 2 floors, and the only staircase connecting the 2 floors is outside. When I first stumbled across this project in this building, I was fascinated. So I wanted to treat Angela's criteria as a brief and come up with my own designs. Who knows, maybe she'll see this and be inspired, or maybe she'll see it and just see examples of things she doesn't want to do. I'm cool with that. So let's have a look at some of the criteria that she's revealed in her videos so far. There'll be no changing of the current concrete shell. The project is cost sensitive. Both floors must work as living area. There must be a smooth flow between the floors. There'll be an outside dining space. And this project must function as Angela's primary residence. And now, let's look at her designs. She's only shared these briefly, as the project is a little bit away from worrying about final interior decisions. Yeah. Okay, wait. As of this moment, I have this video ready and scheduled to launch in 2 days. However, Angela has just released a video with her new design. So what you're going to see is 3 designs that I did before seeing her design. I actually think it's really interesting to see these in the context of her new one. But then I'm going to add one at the end, now that I've seen her designs. The living room and bedroom are upstairs, bathroom and kitchen downstairs. It looks like she wants a double bed, sofa, an armchair, possibly a little desk, a small amount of storage, a TV, and to retain the fireplace. Downstairs is clearly a kitchen and a basic bathroom. She mentions extending the terrace in future, but is deprioritizing this in favor of getting the property livable. Smart. This is a great start. So I've got 3 designs here, all exploring distinctly different options. I'm not sure any of these work independently as a final design yet. I wanted to introduce ideas into the mix that I think could work well. Design 1. Angela's approach, but I'll attempt to take advantage of a few opportunities I see within it. The main one I explored here is library ladders. The thing I love about library ladders is they allow the bed to be raised up into the newly utilized ceiling space, but without having to build a big static ladder that takes up space within the living room. Library ladders also mean that large bookcases and storage can be built tall, and they can still be accessed with the same ladder that is used to access the bed. In this model, I've set the bed at 2 meters in height. This gives room for a generously sized sofa below. I'm not totally sure how low you can get away with the bed being, and the sofa still being functional. It may be able to come down a bit to create more headroom above the bed. I'm guessing the height of the room based on photos, as I don't have the exact dimensions. So I made sure to propose this solution in a way that can handle a bit of fluctuation in the actual roof height. The bed can float, as in not necessarily need legs, which will get in the way. To achieve this, it can be secured through a mix of strong wall anchors and utilizing the roof structure above to mount it. That said, a single leg in the bottom left corner would simplify the build, and I can imagine this looking quite good. Cottages often have exposed vertical structural supports. I think a log burner is essential for heat. Who doesn't love a fire in the winter? But given the small air volume in the building, I think this can be super small. I've also incorporated a small desk into one of the bookcases, which can be achieved by simply replacing one shelf with a sheet of ply or another type of wood in the desired dimensions. All 3 bookshelves in this model are IKEA Billy bookshelves, super customizable and cheap. They're about £30 here in the UK. Downstairs, I've essentially mimicked the proposed plan, but put more detail into the shower room and toilet area. By my reckoning, a large shower, toilet, and a tiny basin will fit in here comfortably. I compromised the basin, as the room is adjacent to a kitchen, which will also have a sink, so it makes sense to save space here. This leaves a generous amount of space for a kitchen. No concerns here at all. I modeled this plan without the external stairs shown in Angela's design. I've done this as I think it could work without for a V1. Specifically, I think the stairs could, if she wants to, wait. She could get the living space finished so that she could move in, and then fitting an external staircase will only disrupt the external space. It costs time and money. So yeah, I'm proposing leave the stairs for now, as an idea to bring the completion date forward of when she can move in. Design 2. This is a variation on the first design. Towards the end of episode 2, Angela has the idea to build an external staircase off the area close to the front door. This makes a ton of sense. It brings the distance from the living room to the toilet and kitchen down significantly. And by extending the roof structure a bit, it can be covered, solving the problem of needing the toilet when it's raining. This staircase can be quite playful. I've integrated these vertical wooden slats, which will act both as windbreaks, shade, but also as part of the structure of a pergola below, which could incorporate outside social dining. Now, Angela does say she doesn't want to touch the structure.
Another thing I don't want to do is break walls and break anything off the structure right now.
So this next idea might be completely off the table, but I couldn't ignore it. Design 3. First, let's look at what I did to the outside. By extending the terrace, I proposed with similar concrete construction to how it is currently. This can act as the roof for a lower extension. I've been a bit lazy here in the model and just popped in a sofa, but I can imagine the uses of this extension could be vast. Dining, additional social space with comfy chairs, all sorts of things. In the model is a big bifold door. I've not been particularly budget sensitive with this suggestion, but A, the price of bifolding doors is coming down, but B, also, near me, they sometimes come up for sale secondhand on Facebook Marketplace and eBay for a fraction of their new price. But also, the challenge here is a space to be filled with windows and doors. She can be as creative as she likes here, from the low cost to the premium. One thought that did come to mind is what Craig and Aimee have done with mismatching doors and windows in their outbuilding, which looks super cute. Anyway, moving on, you'll have noticed no new staircase outside. Right. This is where I'm testing the boundaries. Angela says specifically that she doesn't want to mess with the structure. That might be a strict rule. But, looking at the property, it has these directional concrete joists that the concrete floor has been cast around. So long as any cuts parallel to this joist, it does seem feasible to consider an internal staircase. Big caveat. This is a suggestion only, and not structural engineer. Please don't act on this without seeking professional advice. Okay, now, an alternating stair can be considered. Alternating stairs are these short, steep staircases that achieve their small footprint by having staggered stairs, like this. And from what I can see of Hungarian building codes, there are ways to build these that complies with the regulations. I'm getting a bit detail heavy here, but the point is, it fits like this, leaving a living room space that looks like this. An idea in here is also a Murphy bed. That's a bed that folds up into the wall, taking advantage of the new ceiling height, and only folds down when you need it. I visualized this in this design, but note this will also work in the other two. Also, note that a floating bed would work in this design. I'm just showing the options. Murphy beds and alternating stairs can be built from guides on the internet and from basic materials. I would say this option isn't simple, but it's not necessarily expensive. And then downstairs, we would have a wet room toilet. By wet room, I mean it has a shower integrated into the ceiling, and the floor of the room is essentially the shower tray. Full-size toilet fits in the same tiny basin from the other designs. You can see in the remaining space, the kitchen fits comfortably. There's even space to put the washing machine under the stairs. Okay, here we go. Here's Angela's new designs. Okay, more ideas here. So the upstairs is now a bedroom and shower room with a toilet. The log burner has to stay in the top right-hand corner, that's what she's saying. And she also would like to consider building on this entranceway, like a vestibule at the front of the building. Downstairs, the key requirements are kind of the same as before, but without the toilet being down here. And that is a large kitchen, which she can enjoy cooking in. I can see she's modeled in a dining area, and I'm not entirely sure what this space at the back has been left for. But she mentions herself that she hasn't considered the full resolve of the downstairs yet. Crucially, she hasn't yet solved the staircase between the floors. Design 4. Skylight in the roof, and the extension the same as Design 3, but with an upper extension on the front. Angela had a 2x1 meter bathroom. I've made it shorter and wider. I think this works slightly better. I've modelled it as a wet room again. There's storage above the bed and on the wall outside the toilet. The log burner is in the correct position. There's still space for an internal staircase, leaving a generous full floor of the building for the kitchen downstairs. I've shown how this can work, spanning 3 walls, with a pantry or full-height fridge under the stair, along with the washing machine, and a main working space in an L-shaped configuration taking up the rest of the room. The lower extension now really works as the living room. This design to me solves everything, and is the strongest proposition for the building overall. So there we have it, a total of 4 designs showing the potential of what this building can be. I'm really backing Angela on this project. It's going to look fantastic when it's done. As always, I love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and please like and subscribe. I'm also taking submissions if you want me to redesign one of your projects too. Also a little favor, a lot of the comments on Angela's channel aren't that nice. You guys are always lovely to me, so if you want to head over there and share a bit of love, that would be awesome. Hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time.
Mm-hmm.